What's up, guys? My name's LoverFella, and welcome back to a very unique episode. Today, we're not actually doing the normal Let's Play series. Today, we are doing a very in-depth guide on how to play Ark Survival Evolved. So you guys know me. I am known for my Ark gameplay. I'm known for playing Ark pretty much all the time. I mean, that's how my channel grew. I have almost 1,000 hours in this game, but that's not what makes me an expert on this game. What makes me an expert is the fact that you guys tell me every time I make a mistake. So normally when you mess up, you just mess up. But for me, when I mess up, I have 10,000 people tell me that's the wrong move. You should do it this way. And so with that knowledge, I'm here today to show you guys how to get started in Ark on a PvP server specifically. What kind of steps you can take to really help yourself become alphas. This is more of an educational video. I feel like I kind of have a decent expertise here, and I'm obviously not the best at PvPing, like actually killing people, but I do understand the game mechanics, and thanks to you guys and all your help and supportful comments, I'm able to share this knowledge with you guys. So this video is going to be broken up into 3 different sections. We'll start off early game, we'll go mid game, and end late game. This is all tailored towards unofficial PvP servers. So I highly recommend watching this or sharing this with one of your friends if you guys are starting one up. So first off, you're in Ark. Let's say you're brand new at the game. You don't even know how to start this game. Somehow you've never seen it. You just got a computer and you see a shark in the water and you're like, good lord, that doesn't even make sense. You're freaking out a little bit. You're like, can that come on land? No, it can't. But there's a couple things you should do on a PvP server. You need to explore the map and memorize it, alright? That's the first thing you need to do. But looking at the map here, you can see I've been everywhere. I built a base on every location. But let's think about this for a second. If you're starting in a PvP game where people can destroy your bases, you probably want to get to a spot where you're hidden. So the first thing I would recommend before even leveling up is find a really hidden spot. Where can you do that? Well, in time you'll learn about this, but to start, you just look for somewhere in the trees. Look at that dense forest in front of me. It's a perfect spot. Find a dense forest, especially one away from resources. Contrary to popular belief, you do not want to build near good resources. So if you look at this map real quick, you can see here that there are mountains all around. These mountains generally have metal spawns, all right? You don't want to go there because people will be going to the metal all the time. Avoid it. Look somewhere where there's nothing. Look somewhere where no one's going to fly. Pick a path where nobody will be and start building there. And that is how you get your feet on the ground. So let's say you tame your first bird, you're flying around, we're still looking for a base spot, and maybe you see this little hill right here. It's a fantastic starter mountain. It's near the easy spawn location on the island, but as you look at it, you realize there's a ton of metal here. What's that mean? It means there will be tribes here constantly gaining resources. They will be going all around the trees, and they will eventually find your little secret hidden base. Even though the shrubbery is dense, they will find you. And so I encourage you to find your own location. Do not use a video that shows you locations. Find your own, and then make that your little secret location. So my perfect location, a lot of people don't go into redwoods, but I still wouldn't recommend that area. I recommend an area over here, maybe towards the right side of the map. So if we look at where I am right now, I have the dot turned off, unfortunately. Around the very far right side, we're looking at 60-80. That's 60-80 longitude. Over here, this area is not as explored. You know, not a lot of people go over there. It's near Herbivore Island on the bottom, which is a very common area people go to. But I would recommend just coming in here, finding a nice little spot that no one ever goes to. So I've turned game speed way up now so we can control the map very quickly and get across almost instantly if you can ignore the weird wings right there. You can see there's a lot of good dense shrubbery around here. So right here, this is a great spot. Do you see many resources? Not really. I mean, not a lot of people are going to come in here. Sure, there's some resources here. There's wood, there's your basic, you know, your basic rocks, your basic dinosaurs, but there's not a lot here. So it's very easy. It's very easy to build a base in here and not be found. And so once you start that, what you're going to want to do is start getting into the gameplay more. First step, find your base. And I hope I really beat that into you guys because it's incredibly important. That's why it's my first step. A good base location is everything. A lot of people quit this game because they get raided constantly, all right? That's what happens. If you're hidden, you're going to have a chance to build up. So once your base location is picked, you can go ahead and level up. There's various ways to do it depending on the rates of your server. I would recommend finding Explorer's Notes. And by looking at the map here, you can see there's located all over the map. You'll just find them through exploring the map. Another good way to level up is through crafting. If you craft things, you'll level up very quickly. Since I'm in creative mode, I can instantly craft anything, and you can see that's giving me levels there. So points available 3, 4, whatever, it's going to go up because I'm going to grow levels because I'm crafting things. So crafting, it's a great way to do it. If you're new to the tribe, new to the game, you know, just start crafting whatever you can. Get some materials, start crafting. So you found your base. You started growing levels, you're level 20, you're level 25, you feel good, you feel confident, you've been playing for an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and you're ready to go. You're ready to get your base built, start taming some dinos, and get into that PvP action. So what should you do first? Well, let's say we're going to build a base here. We have nothing. We don't have any water. We don't have any access to food. It's not easy, you know, it's going to be a challenge, right? You're new to the game. It's not an easy game when you first started. A lot of people struggle with it. So what we're going to do, you're going to rock around, punch stuff, make your basic tools. You guys know how to make tools. It's very simple. You'll learn the engrams for it here in this thing, stone pick, stone hatchet. Start using those to harvest things and get quicker and quicker. But here's the thing. remember that this game is not a normal survival game. This game is about harvesting things with dinosaurs, right? Dinosaurs help you harvest. So instead of going in your inventory and walking around with a stone pickaxe, getting very minimal amounts of material from a tree, right? Watch this. You get nothing, you know, a couple wood here and there on these rates, very low. It takes a long time to build something. So how do people build these mega bases? How did I build my mega base? Well, I use high rates for one, but I use dinosaurs. So specific dinosaurs do specific things. Certain dinosaurs are going to be really, really good at harvesting thatch. Right? Like this. Certain will be good at getting wood. Some can get stone, metal, flint, charcoal, anything you can think of. There's a dinosaur that does it better than you can do it. And there are techniques to harvest materials better than you can do it by yourself. I'm not going to go into the details of how to do these techniques, but what I will do is tell you guys that there are ways to do this quicker than using material. And I have a list on my phone here, a little bit of notes I'm going off of, and I have some must-have dinosaurs, all right? Now, if you look these up, that's fine. If you don't know what they are, if you're really new to the game and not sure what you're doing, but these are dinosaurs that you need to have. And this is updated for 2018, including all new dinosaurs. The first dinosaur I would get, if you're capable of doing it, is a Therizinosaur. Now, people will say this is a very difficult, challenging dinosaur to get. And you can see here the saddle is level 69, which is why getting levels is so important. But this dinosaur is incredibly valuable and incredibly powerful. So if you haven't seen my other video yet, I recommend checking it out. It's about how to make a box to tame any dinosaur. And I'm going to go ahead and craft one of those real quick now so you guys can see what that's all about. So taming Therizinosaur is not easy. If you haven't seen one before, they look like this. They're incredibly intimidating, massive looking, almost raptor-like T-Rex-esque bird creatures. Now, I'm invincible right now. I'm in creative mode, so it shouldn't affect us. So how do you tame that? It's massive, you know, you're still killing dodos. What do? You build a Tame Box. This is a LoverFella patented design. No one else has come up with this or used anything like. So if you guys are watching this, you're gonna learn a lot. What you could do here, let's go ahead and just do a little. All right, so we force tamed it, so that means we now have automatically tamed it through admin powers. So how do you normally tame it? Well, what I do is I build what I call a taming box. You put one stone foundation down. You guys know how to make stone foundations. It takes a couple stones, a couple thatch, very simple and cost effective. What you're gonna do then is you're gonna build stuff all the way around that base. You're gonna trap yourself inside. You're gonna go ahead and put walls all the way around it once you're inside, just like this. And you're probably wondering, how am I gonna tame something, right? Well, if you put door frames above it, if you put door frames like this all the way around, this allows you to actually shoot your crossbow through these door frames. But the dinosaur, misclick there, that one, pretend that's not there, should just be a nice roof. You can shoot out of these, but the dinosaurs can't hit you. So if I were to shoot a dinosaur, it would come up to me, it would aggro on me, it would attack me. Couldn't do damage though, but I could do damage to it. And so by using this design, we could tame virtually any dinosaur. So by level 1, you could tame a T-Rex. You could tame anything you can think of that aggroes in this way. Now, of course, if it's small and it's a bird, it might get away. If it's going to flee from you, it might flee from you and you have to chase it down. This is the cheapest design, though, and it works for virtually any dinosaur. You can break the wall and leave, or even put your own door frame down there. Get creative with it. Add yourself a little chest inside to store your taming materials. Come outside when you're ready to tame something, get it going, and you got it. So that's how you tame anything, literally anything. I mean, it's the most simple design ever. It's a must-know for all art players. So I mentioned Therizinosaur, very important. You can see I'm riding without a saddle because I use admin commands to tame it. But watch how much stone and wood this guy gets. I was getting 1 per hit. We're now getting 200 wood, 3, 4. You know, it just goes up so quick, so quick. And it's just, that's all you do. You run around. And what else can it do? Well, it can also get berries. By hitting the C key, Therizinosaur can also get berries. There's another one, a little friend over there. So you can get all this material. This is official rates within seconds. All right, see how much more efficient that is? If you put your time originally into an investment to get a better dinosaur, you're not going to be wasting your time harvesting by hand. But that's not all these guys do. Now, oh, my phone went off. I usually have that on silent when I record. That is a little embarrassing, my friends. Fixed. These guys are also incredibly good at dealing damage. So we bring it over to this Therizinosaur. We're using level 35. He's not really that strong. And these guys shred dinosaurs. You max out their melee, they shred them, all right? They kill things so quickly. And look at all that meat we just got. There's official rates. That's pretty good. Look at all that hide. Not a lot. Doesn't get a lot of hide. Therizinosaur is your best friend, guys. It is the master of all trades. You get a ton of berries, so you can make all your narco arrows. You're in the woods, you can do all this stuff. And I will also add, there's a lot of info here. Do not harvest trees around your base. Let's pretend this is my base. Let's pretend this right here is my base. If I break all the trees around my base, Arc is set up so that trees within a certain radius of structures will not regrow. Therefore, these trees will not regrow unless I use a refertilizer. What's that mean? Well, it means when your friendly old neighbor Alpha Tribe Joe here is flying around looking for bases to destroy because he's very insecure and likes attacking stone bases, like me, we'll see this little gap here. wow, that's a pretty good big gap that wasn't there when we first got here. And he'll think to himself, there's probably a base there. And so you do not want to clear trees near your base. You want to go pretty far away. I mean, I would venture to say you come all the way over here where there's already a gap and clear it. That way they'll grow back in time and you won't have to worry about it. So you guys have a good understanding. It's about being stealthy and it's about being creative, and it's really about making investments into your dinosaurs. You do not want to harvest things by hand. So please stop harvesting with your pickaxes and start harvesting with your dinosaurs. It is almost never worth it to do it by hand. All right, so the next one you want to get, once you get your Therizinosaur, we're going to go for a slightly harder tame. You should have a base at this point. Your Therizinosaur should give you enough stuff to build a base with, all right? You can get all the materials you need other than your stone, but, you know, you can go ahead and harvest a little stone by hand. It won't be the easiest thing, but you can do it. I would recommend either getting an Argent Nex, which is a giant fat flying bird. You can look those up. They're found all over the map, especially in the colder regions of the map on the top left. Argents are great pack mules. They're slow birds, but they do high damage. They can carry a lot of weight, and they can carry people and dinos very easily. So they're very good, just kind of pack mule type dinosaurs. Once you have an Argent, I would recommend 3 more dinosaurs for you to get. An Ankylosaurus, because we want specialized dinosaurs. Ankylosaurus is going to get massive amounts of flint, just like the Therizinosaur does, but for flint. And then a Dodecarus, or a Doet as some call them. They're little really pulley guys. They roll really quick. They get stone. So you now have stone, flint, metal. Ankylosaurus also gathers metal, thatch, wood, and berries. You have every single basic material that you need. You can use this then to expand further, to get your charcoal from your wood, your spark powder from your flint and your stone, and it all starts from these basic materials. So let's say we have our army, guys. We have all the basic dinosaurs, and that's very important to do. You need to protect them. And so this takes us into the next level of this tutorial. The basics are done. That is it, guys. That's all there is to do. Sure, there's other simple things, more detailed things you could do, like how to lay traps, how to most optimally design a base, which we can talk about later if you guys are interested in that kind of thing. But I'm honestly not sure how many people want this kind of information right now. How many people are really picking this game up in 2018? That's the real question. There's a lot, and I'll go into detail in some of my more advanced builds. But you can see there's a ton of materials here, right? I would say anything from about probably about all the way down to this point and up, maybe even a little bit lower. Probably about this point and up would be a beginner game item. Once you get here, you're more mid-game, and that's where we're going now. We're going to talk about base defense. So hopefully you guys have a pretty good understanding of how to start the game, how to be a little bit stealthier, what kind of dinosaurs you need to have, and what it takes to, kind of get started in Ark. Of course, once you get the dinosaurs, though, you have to defend them, right? If you're just sitting them outside, wild dinosaurs can kill them, people can kill them, and it can cause a lot of problems for you. And so what I would recommend for this part is, first off, look at my older videos. I have a lot of PvP base build videos that you can see, but I would recommend certain items for you to start protecting your base. So at the very basic level, you have spike walls. Those will keep out wild dinosaurs. They're not going to do much about people. So wooden spike walls, very cheap. They cost some hide, and they're not that expensive to use. Craft a couple of them, place them around your base, and it's pretty simple and pretty easy. Make your base, plot these guys all around it, and then every time a dinosaur walks into it, they're going to take damage. We can probably trap one of these guys in here and see if he runs into it. He'll make a little moaning noise, or he'll walk the other way. So yeah, he's trapped in there. He's going to take damage every time he hits it. And so maybe this guy doesn't even move because the AI tells him there's a spike wall, don't take damage. So we've now trapped him, and he can't really get out. Let's see what happens if we hit him. So now he's aggroed on us. He can't get out. You could use that to tame dinosaurs as well as my Taming Cage. This one's not a bad design either. Dinosaurs can't really get away if they can't break wood, although some can. So spike walls, your basic line of defense. That's how you're going to start protecting your base when you first start out. But once you move on a little bit, what you want to do is get Plant X. Now this is the most important early game defense, and I would recommend getting this as quickly as possible, but it's not as easy, all right? So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to get a large crop plot, all right? This is very easily crafted in the inventory. It doesn't take much, and place it down. We'll go ahead and put it up here for clarity's sake. This is our large crop plot, all right? This is going to create a turret. So you might be wondering, what the crap, dude? There's a turret in a crop plot? Yes, there is. It's called Plant Species X, all right? Plant Species X. So I actually spawned one in to show you what a fully grown Plant Species X looks like. Normally, these have to be grown inside of a crop plot. We just have one sitting here. So this is what it looks like. It's a turret, all right? It is a turret. And so what these do is they blind your enemies and slow them while doing a little bit of damage. So I would go into the inventory, change the range to high, and then also change it to survivors only, meaning that it will only shoot the players rather than dinos. And I would alternate between players and dinosaurs. That way you're slowing down the enemies as they attack you. This is enough to deter many people. A lot of people see this, they're not going to come attack you, especially if they're new to the game. So you get these plants that are found in little seeds that kind of look like this bottom part. You'll see this little bottom portion in the swamp, which is located right next to the center of the map. You see that little center island there? That's the swamp. So you can go there. You'll just search around. It's very dangerous, so definitely bring your birds or your dinosaurs with you there. at least one of them, and then you can collect these out of the ground, and then you can plant them here, and all you do is go in the inventory, you'll drag the seed in, and you'll drag in fertilizer, and then you'll have to continually water it, or hope that it rains. So, seems a little bit complicated, but it's not that bad. And then you might be wondering how to get fertilizer. A couple ways to do it. There are a couple ways to do it, but the simplest is to just make a compost bin, or you can make a toilet. Either of these can give you fertilizer. Compost bin you can place anywhere, and then you have to put your poop inside of it along with thatch. So you put the thatch in, take a poop, drag the poop, put it in there, and over time it'll make you some fertilizer. Or if you put the toilet down, you can actually sit on the toilet and then take a poop on the toilet, and in time this will make you fertilizer as well. It makes it in the inventory, so it collects poop and does it like that. So both of these are options. You'll get fertilizer, and you just have to keep your plant X fertilized. So instead of bullets, it uses fertilizer. So surround your base with these, essentially. Surround your base with as many plant X as possible. Surround your base with as many plant spike walls as possible to deter the enemy from coming. So this is your first line of defense, you know. You put these on your roof. You put these all around your base. You put these on pillars. You can get really creative with how you use your plant X species. And again, I'm not going super detailed. I'm just giving you guys a brief overview on how you can use them most effectively. Quick bonus tip for you guys watching right now. Look at my hotbar right now. You see all these items down here? These are what I call my EDC, my everyday carry tools. These are things you do not want to leave base without. All right? Do not leave base without every single one of these items. If you do, you might as well not even play the game. These items are items you need at all times on your body, and if you leave without them, you will more than likely die, all right? Every PvP situations require them, so we're gonna go over them really quickly so you have a good understanding. Number one, the bola. If you guys haven't seen the bola, it's what you use to grapple dinosaurs, but it's what you use to grapple players and kill them with. On PvP servers, this is what players do. They go to their movement speed, they max it out, they make their characters as small as possible, and they're zipping around like this, jumping up and down, doing 360s, and you cannot, they're flying, you can't hit them. You need a bola, all right? You need to bola them, stop them, and then kill them. Bring bolas always. I would say at least 5, maybe 10, if not more if your weight's high enough. Number 2, you want to bring a crossbow equipped with several grapple hooks. Why? Because Ark is a very glitchy game. For a fully released game, it's got a lot of glitches in it. So get your grapple hook on, and if you're stuck in a little spot and you can't get out, instead of dying, you grapple hook up, and you're free. It's going to save your life many times throughout this gameplay, so always make grapple hooks, always bring them with you. Up next, parachutes. If you get picked by a bird, you can get off that bird by whipping it. Whoopsh. You whip it, and the bird will drop you unless it's an Argent. Once it drops you, you're going to die. So you release the parachute, and you'll safely fall to ground. This is very vital in PvP because people generally pick you up with birds and drop you a lot, so it's a very valuable thing to have. Surprises people if you don't have them, so bring them with you. They will save your life. Up next, metal tools. I always have these with me in case you need to do a quick craft or set up a quick base real quick. Generally, I wouldn't recommend using these. Recommend the dinosaurs, but these are things you want to bring with you. Pike, a little bit of extra damage. I do recommend a rifle of some sort. It doesn't have to be this one specifically, as long as it's any rifle or long-range gun. Have no ammo in this one. And then this one is actually unique and a little bit more complicated to craft, but it's my personal favorite item. It's a Narco Grenade. This is basically a grenade that knocks out creatures. So if I were to throw this grenade at that little parasaur over there, there's a good chance that parasaur, assuming it stays within this range, is going to pass out completely. And this will knock out players very quickly if they're standing in that gas. So if you're trying to kill someone, the best way to do it is to get them when they can't see you. Throw a couple grenades at them, they're going down. Now I really honestly have no idea if this works on wild dinos or not, but you can see they explode quickly. It takes a couple seconds, you're going to pass out and you're gone. And then you can just steal their items when it clears, or you can use the very last item, a baseball bat. Simple, but it does a lot of torpor. Torpor is what knocks out creatures and people. Now this is a creature you don't knock out to tame, but see how quickly it knocked it out? So you can knock out creatures and humans with a bat. If you sneak up behind them, you're stealthy, knock them a couple times, or throw a grenade and then knock them, they're going to stay knocked out, and that's the best way to PvP. So these are my EDC items, everyday carry. Always have them on you. Write them down. Tattoo it on your arm. Do not leave base without every single one of these every single time you go. Do not make an exception. I assure you guys, you will die. The one time you forget a parachute, you'll get picked or you'll fall off a cliff. The one time you forget your pickaxe, you're going to need it to get a bunch of flint. I guarantee it. So as we scroll through this list of craftables, you'll probably notice there's a lot of items that I haven't named. I do have all the DLCs, so DLC item is included here, but there's not a reason to go into detail on all of that stuff. You guys will figure it out as you play. As you learn the engrams and recipes, you're going to want to try the new stuff out. And so I'm letting you guys explore that. I'm not here to spoil the game for you. I'm here to help show you guys the guide. I'm help to show you guys the right way to go. Some of the best ways to defend your base, play PvP, and items to use. The next one is a more unique item, a more strange defense item. Less people use it, but it's a bear trap. You place it on the ground, someone or something steps in it, they get trapped for a very long time, maybe 2 minutes, I think. I'm not even going to test it because it's so long and I can't get out. So you can bear trap your base up, put it in pinch points. Like if you purposefully make a weak point, put some bear traps over it. People will not expect that. So if you guys get a little creative in your designs, you can find ways to incorporate these. Make a fake room in your base full of a fake treasure chest, fake loot. Oh, I stepped in it. Bull crap. How long is that going to last? Well, you can see it's 100 out of 100. So it's got to go all the way down to 99. It goes all the way down to 0. I am really salty that just happened. So as you can see, they work well. All right. Fortunately, in admin mode, I think well, kind of got out of it. It's still slowing me down. It still thinks I'm in there, but I technically got out of it. So let's get back in here while that slowly goes off. There's tech tier items. That's very late game. We're not even going to go over that in this video. It's not something you guys will be working with for a long time. But look through the items. Look for things that you think can be used for defense. You know, large bear traps. You can double layer your walls. You can put turrets, actual turrets up outside. Well, that's a little bit more towards the end game section of this video. But get creative with things. Get familiar with the items. And I would recommend really utilizing Plan X as much as possible. These are your best friends. I'm losing my voice here. I'm talking so much. But the last tip I have for you guys mid-game is to be sure you have some aggressive dinosaurs. T-Rexes, Allosauruses, Raptors, Dinosaurs, whatever it is you can, because dinosaurs are going to do more damage than your turrets will. As long as you're online and you can use your dinosaurs to defend you, you'll be able to hold off a lot of attacks. Learn how to use them, practice them, tame them, learn how to breed them, all of that good stuff. And I would recommend doing a lot of Wikipedia searching or checking out my older videos, Nerd Parade, Titan Shield Gaming, Mexis. There's some great YouTubers out there that have a lot of good information on Ark. So it's a daunting game at first, but if you learn how to play it, it can be very rewarding once you overcome the glitches. Now, mid-tier is where you're going to be crafting a lot of stuff out of an item called the Smithy, all right? Smithy is the first step before the Fabricator. Smithy and Fabricator are both used to craft things with. So, the Smithy, if we place it down below us, I'm going to see if I can, there we go, it did fall down successfully. So the Smithy right here is our key to the mid-game. Once we get in the inventory of the Smithy, you can see there's a lot of stuff we can craft in here. This stuff is only craftable inside the Smithy. So obviously I'm an admin, so I can craft anything right now. But in the Smithy is where you can only craft these in actual gameplay. So every item in here, you have to get a Smithy before you can make it. So these are your mid-tier items. Everything in here is mid-tier. Some of it, that's the end. You can't get better than a metal pick. So some of it is end game, but most of it's mid-tier. Once you get through the Smithy stage, you're going to be moving on to a more powerful stage, I guess, of your gameplay. Now, I am still slowed by that bear trap, so you can see they are incredibly powerful. This is the end game machine. It's called the Fabricator. Now, if we look in here, you can see there's a lot of new recipes and more intimidating stuff. What we have in here is a lot of electronic-based stuff. So to get this electronic stuff working, you need to have an understanding of how it works. So what you need to craft first is a generator. And then you want to craft some cables. So generator, electric cables, we'll just go ahead and make a couple of these and then one of these. So we'll get all these down in our inventory so we can place it. And what this is going to do is it's going to power your stuff. It's going to power your refrigerator. It's going to power your turrets. It's going to power your air conditioner. It's going to power every single late game item you have. And to power this, you have to have gasoline. So you can see there's a little bit of a tier basis. You have to kind of get one item to get the next. So generator looks like this. You're going to put gasoline in it, turn it on, and then take these cables and then extend them off in whatever direction you choose. Now, it might be difficult to see the cables coming off in this particular instance. So let's go ahead and grab a vertical cable so you can see exactly where they attach to the generator. So it should click. See how it snapped on right there? This is where the cable goes. And you're going to stretch these cables out throughout your base and just put them up, basically wherever you can and your entire base you want it to be. And then once you have that done, you're going to pop a electric box on top of the cable. This electric box is used to disperse power automatically to everything around it. So I'm going to go ahead and spawn in some gas to give you an idea of how this works. One gasoline's not enough. It's going to go away instantly, but it burns for a couple minutes. There's now sparks coming out. It means it's working. So then let's go ahead and pull out a quick, maybe a refrigerator or something that requires electricity. And then we'll place that on the ground and show you guys what I mean by it automatically snaps and powers the item. So there's a nice camera, all kinds of cool items in here. And here it is, the refrigerator. So we'll get a couple or just one of those. We'll place it right here. Now watch what happens. Boom. Instant wire connection. So it automatically wires things. So it's really easy to do. And now our refrigerator is powered and we can now keep our food safe and don't have to worry about it spoiling as much. It's going to keep it clean longer, keep it healthy longer, whatever you want to call it. It's not going to spoil. And so this is your endgame items in your endgame tier. And then of course you're going to start working on endgame base designs. You're going to work on PvPing, attacking people, using more endgame weapons that all stem from the Fabricator, from your C4 to your rockets. and I'm still trapped by the bear trap. You can see that I'm clicking my key, can't move unless I try to use admin commands to fly, and it's still very slow. So bear traps, dude, they good. So then you're getting the fabricator, make your endgame stuff, start getting creative. But this is really all you need to know about the game. Yes, there are hundreds of dinosaurs. Yes, there are hundreds of items. There are hundreds of mistakes you will make when you play this game. But as far as the basics go, I've given you all of them. You can figure out the rest yourself, and I encourage you to do that, because part of having fun in games is figuring things out yourself. It's challenging yourself. It's developing new techniques and methods, and it's exploring new parts of the world, and it's being surprised and experiencing new things and making memories. And so that's why I told you what I told you. I told you the basics. I gave you the tools to create something amazing. And guys, I hope this helps you enjoy Ark more and have more fun with the game. I hope that if you like this video, you will smash the like button with your eyes closed. I do like to challenge you to do it blind. Let me know if you can. And then if you guys have any tips, leave them in the comments, share them with people. And then I encourage you guys to read the comments later and see what other tips people have for you guys. There are so many things I could say about this game. I could write a book about it, about the small building tips and tweaks that'll give you the edge in PvP. But ultimately, that stuff comes at a later time. You gotta get the basics down before you can get to that advanced stuff. So wish you guys the best of luck. I hope you have fun, and I encourage you guys to subscribe here if you're new here and enjoy this content. You guys are amazing. Don't forget to spread the love, and I'll see you all tomorrow.
About to leave, already packing, come with me, I'm not really asking, we'll get away to a place where we don't know.